Hello and welcome to another edition of Black USA Crypto News. I'm your host, Kamal Hubbard, and we made it to another weekend. So just want to thank you for joining me and get you in and out here with some of the top news stories for the weekend, of course. Very interesting week, and I'll get to that in a second. But first, it's very important for me to give shouts out to Donnie Glover. I always say it, Emmy nominated Donnie Glover here on Black USA News. Be sure to catch his show in the mornings, as well as many of the other content creators here, like the Black Business Roundtable with my brother, Art Blacksher, and my sister, Dr. Ashley, along with my other brother, on Mondays, my other brother, Chap, and my other sister, Quita, for shared space. Well, also, cannot forget 60 Minutes in Black, which comes on Sunday evenings here on Black USA News with host Michael Haney. And right before me on Saturday mornings, don't miss the Blackout Live from New York with Tashmir. So, guys, before I get to the news, you should check out my podcast, Crypto with Kamal. It is on YouTube here for now. Trying to get it back in multicast and multi streams on some other platforms. Just working out some of the technical difficulties with that. So please bear with me. And in the meantime, catch that on YouTube. I had an opportunity to talk to RJ McDowell of the Repar Foundation, which is a great project that is focusing on economic empowerment through really like a self-funded reparations effort. You can find out all about it once again on my YouTube page. We also have a instructional video with RJ as she lays out how you guys can get your Repar airdrop tokens during Juneteenth. She talked to me about her experience last year with this and why it's only limited to Juneteenth. She actually told me that people from outside of the community are creating code scripts so that they can automatically get multiple airdrop tokens. And, once again, these are people outside of the community that see the value in our own markets and us having our own community. Now, I'm not saying that to say that they're doing this in any way to be malicious or to undermine it. But once again, they see value in us having our own economies and us supporting Black owned business. And to a certain extent, they're supporting Black owned businesses. So, as much as she is frustrated about that, to a certain extent, it shows the success of the project. And now, what we need to do is support her and support that. And like I said, in a couple weeks, we'll be at Juneteenth. So make sure to check out that video and get some tokens. So, all right, folks. Also, the Black Blockchain Brunch is coming up next. And I have a very, very special guest that I'm very excited to introduce to you guys. You may already know him, but we'll wait till after the news to get to that. But be sure to tune in. Well, glad to have you here now. So let's get to the news. And, really what I wanted to share today is everything that's going on in the regulatory space right now. And, I've had quite a few conversations with folks recently, and, the regulatory framework in this country is really, really not taking shape the way that it should. The United States is not demonstrating leadership when it comes to regulation. And this is an article that really demonstrates this. So the story comes to us from Crypto Slate, and the headline is Global Securities Watchdog urges governments to regulate crypto like traditional financial assets. The International Organization of Securities Commissions published 18 core recommendations for countries to help them develop or adapt regulatory policies for the crypto industry on May 23rd. The International Organization of Securities Commissions, the IOSCO, published a statement contending that cryptocurrency should be treated in the same way as traditional financial assets, such as stocks and bonds, as they are similar in nature. The global watchdog included its position among 18 core recommendations for countries to help them develop or adapt regulatory policies for the crypto industry. However, the watchdog stance contradicts politicians in the UK who have called for crypto trading to be regulated like high risk industries such as gambling. Getting into the recommendations, the IOSCO standards mainly cover dealing with conflicts of interest, market manipulation, cross border regulatory cooperation, crypto asset custody, operational risks, and technological risks. The watchdog also commented on the rights owed to retail investors, including access, suitability, and distribution. The IOSCO said regulators should tackle cryptocurrencies within existing frameworks where possible and develop new ones if the current systems are insufficient. The framework should cover crypto asset trading, other crypto asset services, and the issuing, marketing, and selling of crypto assets. So, this is just showing us that there is a global consortium of securities agencies that are urging the globe to come together in one accord on regulation. And that is, once again, very important because really the United States does not have a very good framework in place. And I've said it dozens of times before. What this is doing is it's stifling innovation in the United States. Cryptocurrency or blockchain related companies cannot really grow and scale within the country because they're spending so much money in a very gray regulatory area, just trying to make sure that they're playing by the rules. However, they're exposing themselves to regulatory risk in this fashion too. So they have to use a lot of money to cover that risk due to the uncertainty. Hey, what's going on, Jamarli? Good to see you here. So thanks for joining. I'm going to keep things going here with the next story that is coming to us from Reuters. And this one really, once again, ties back into the regulatory issues that the IOSCO is talking about. And this story is titled Winklevoss Twins Exchange Seek Dismissal of SEC Lawsuit Over Gemini Earn. So, a lot of exchanges, centralized exchanges, have like staking products, and Gemini Earn was essentially their offering for staking of cryptocurrencies. So let's get into it. This came to us once again yesterday from Reuters. An exchange run by the twins Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss on Friday asked a U.S. judge to dismiss a Securities and Exchange lawsuit claiming that it illegally sold unregistered securities in a program that promised high interest rates to hundreds of thousands of investors. Gemini Trust Company's request was filed in Manhattan federal court in response to the SEC's January 12th civil lawsuit against the exchange and the cryptocurrency lender Genesis Global Capital LLC, a unit of Digital Currency Group. The SEC sued over Gemini Earn, which let customers lend crypto assets such as Bitcoin to Genesis, with Gemini taking an agency fee as high as 4.29%. According to the regulator, the program let Gemini and Genesis raise billions of dollars of crypto assets before Genesis halted withdrawals last November in the wake of the collapse of Sam Bankman Fried's FTX cryptocurrency exchange. The SEC said Genesis held 900 million of assets from the 340,000 Gemini earned customers. Gemini and Genesis were accused by the regulator of having bypassed disclosure requirements meant to protect investors. In Friday's filing, Gemini said that the loan agreement among itself, Genesis, and customers were neither sold nor traded on secondary markets and did not transfer title to assets, therefore, did not qualify as securities. Accordingly, there was no requirement that any party register it with the SEC, it said. The SEC declined comment. Interesting. So, this statement from Gemini, accordingly, there was no requirement that any party register it with the SEC. That statement, once again, just shows they felt as though they were following regulatory guidelines, but in fact, they had turned out not to be doing so according to the SEC and were thereby sued. So, this once again shows how lack of clear regulatory guidance by, the SEC and other regulators uh, opens up litigation and enforcement actions against American-based companies that are, just trying to play by the rules and are thinking that they're playing by the rules. And then when the other shoe drops, they find themselves in court spending thousands of dollars to fight these legal cases. So, that is once again a demonstration of how we need clear regulatory guidance here in the United States. Which brings me once again to another story that involves the Winklevoss twins, this time coming to us from Decrypt. Now, crypto exchange Gemini turns to Ireland for European headquarters. Amid increasing regulatory pressure in the United States, the Winklevoss twins see the Emerald Isle as an entry point into the rest of Europe. So, Gemini, which we just discussed in the previous article, the cryptocurrency exchange run by Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss, announced that it has chosen the Republic of Ireland as its new European home. The announcement followed a meeting between the crypto co founders, the Irish Prime Minister Leo Varadkar, and representatives of the Industrial Development Agency, the IDA, the body responsible for foreign investment in Ireland. We're grateful for the support of the Irish government and the IDA as we embark on the next exciting steps in our journey. We look forward to being part of and adding to the vibrant tech community in Dublin, the Winklevoss brothers said in a statement shared with Decrypt. Crypto is as transformative as the internet, and we are committed to unlocking the opportunities it represents. Taking to Twitter, Gemini CEO Tyler Winklevoss said yesterday's discussions in Dublin were centered on the profound promise of crypto and the importance of common sense regulation to realize that promise. So they're finding common sense regulation in Ireland, is what that is telling us, as opposed to what they're seeing in the United States. So, just to kind of go on with this article, the CEO also stated that Gemini believes that the markets in crypto assets, also known as MiCA, the recently adopted regulatory framework to govern cryptocurrencies in the European Union, is common sense regulation. We also announced that Gemini has made Ireland its European headquarters. Onward, added Tyler. So, Gemini was the first crypto company to be registered as a virtual asset service provider by the Central Bank of Ireland in July of 2022. So, there you have it. When it comes to regulation and having a regulatory framework, Mika is actually showing that it is really taking the lead. And, I definitely want to thank uh, a number of people for telling me about Mika and really directing my attention to it. Most of all, Jordan Woods. So thanks, Jordan, for that. And hey, Michael Randolph, good to see you out there in Tampa, catching me in this afternoon here, as well as Desarte, Yarnway. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for the encouragement. I am gonna keep it going. Uh, but let me keep it going by going on to the next story here, which comes to us from Fortune. And now we're turning to some developments when it comes to artificial intelligence, which I'll also show is very, very interesting. You know, Everything that artificial intelligence has shown us over these last few months is from a market perspective, very interesting. From a development standpoint, very interesting. And it is demonstrating that it is very much the next wave of things. So, meet IndexGPT, the AI stock picker JP Morgan is developing that may put your financial advisor out of business. Okay. Well, you put Jamie Dimon on the screen, maybe you can get those sort of things. So, this is interesting. So JP Morgan Chase is leaning into artificial intelligence in a way that could make some financial advisors uneasy. The firm, which topped the first ever ranking of AI progress among banks this year, is creating an AI tool to help investors pick stocks. Well, if you're already hip to Chat GPT and other artificial intelligence tools, not sure if you necessarily need that or not, but it does a lot of the research for you, and you can find ways to get that research done for you. Once again, with readily available tools. So, hey, good to see you, Jordan. I just shouted you out on Mika. Thanks again for giving me some insight into that. Very nice to see you, Judith. Uh, Glad you're tuning in out there in Nigeria. So, I want to keep things going here on in terms of AI. I found another very interesting article, and it does have a crypto connection this time, and it is dealing with artificial intelligence and USDC. So Circle CEO says that AI bots are transacting USDC and creating wallets. Jeremy Allaire said that his firm is already hearing about AI applications. Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire said May 25th that artificial intelligence bots are engaging with his company's USDC stablecoin. So AI and blockchain are a match. Allaire said on Twitter, artificial intelligence and blockchains are made for each other. We are already hearing about AI bots spinning up on chain wallets and using USDC. Allaire did not state which groups or individuals are performing these actions, but said the bots are trading USDC. Critics question whether such bot driven transactions represent legitimate trading or wash trading between a number of small bots. Though Allaire did not elaborate, he also provided broad examples of how AI and blockchain can interact with one another. Responding to earlier comments from Bitwise co founder and CEO Hunter Horsley, Allaire said that AI can be used in the machine generating and enforced contracts and machine to machine value exchange. Allaire also suggested that blockchain technology can be used in data provenance, meaning that it can help track the origins and ownership of information. Horsley noted that generative AI creates a vast amount of content and that the authenticity of content can be verified with blockchain and cryptography. So other AI projects using, or other crypto projects, excuse me, using AI. The other crypto projects employing AI, such as Solana, has created a chat GPT based tool that allows users and developers to retrieve on chain data. And Solana's CEO, or Solon, excuse me, not Solana's CEO, said that the tool can be used soon to allow users to execute transactions from a chat GPT loop. Elsewhere, MakerDAO is planning an AI based community governance system, while exchanges like Binance and Crypto.com have introduced AI chatbots. So, there you have it, guys. Once again, there is so much going on in AI. Now, when we have just regulators having difficulties regulating in the space with just regular people, what's going to happen when we add AI to blockchain? Um, the possibilities are really, really beginning to take shape and take form. But unfortunately, in the United States, the regulation is just not there. So, I am going to get out of here, folks. Just want to thank you all for chiming in the comments. And I will be back very soon here for the Black Blockchain Brunch. Be sure to join me with my very special guest. Have a great day. Take care. Stay safe.